Hello, welcome to Rust, a Noob's Guide. In this video we're going to be looking at the fastest way to get a weapon and get the basic equipment you need in order to survive in a game of Rust. The first thing you're going to want to do upon waking up in a new server is get cloth. You're going to need cloth for more or less everything throughout the game, so it's important you get a lot of it as quickly as you can. Don't waste your time using your rock to chop up a tree and get a spear or some other weapon to hunt animals. You're just wasting time, and you know, there's far faster ways of getting it. The fastest way of getting it, without a doubt, is to look for the hemp plants. Go to the grass biome. If you're lucky enough to spawn in the grass biome, start looking for them immediately. If you're not lucky enough to spawn in the grass biome, press F1, type kill. It'll make you commit suicide, then you can keep doing that until you spawn in the grass biome or within a visual range of an obvious grass biome. All of the hemp plants you will need to craft your set of clothing and bandages early on in the game will spawn close to trees. So this is a good way to get your cloth. Once you've crafted your clothing and you've crafted your bandage, you're going to need to do a little bit of walking around to find a road. Now, once you've found a road, it's important to remember the rules of Rust. All roads lead to the airfield. I'll come to why that's important in another video covering my rules of Rust, but for now we just need to focus on finding a road. They are easily spotted by looking for things like telegraph poles and structures. Once you've found a road, you can then start harvesting the barrels. A lot of barrels will spawn close to the road. You will get a few spawn out in the open. Do take advantage of that in the spawn zones if you're lucky enough to encounter one straight away, and this is why you need your rock. Tools like the hatchet and the pickaxe will drop from there. Chuck what you do not need. Don't start magpieing every single item that drops. Just take exactly what you need. If there is a spare torch, take the spare torch, because there's a high probability when it gets dark you will need one. In this barrel I've just cracked open with my rock, you'll see that I've picked up a few arrows and a bow and some blueprint fragments. I'll cover the blueprint fragments later, but you definitely need to keep them. You're not going to start using this bow and arrow to start hunting creatures. It's a very slow and ineffective waste of time to get food. You want to stay on the road, because all roads will lead to a town, or they'll lead to some sort of structure which you will need to get to as quickly as possible. So stay on the road, and eventually you'll come across either mushrooms, corns, pumpkins, or you'll come across a cardboard box. You can use this to replenish your health via food. Here I found a cardboard box, as you can see, and there's 3 items of food on the inside. You can see my health is going up, my moisture is going up, and so is my food. So here you can see I've found some more blueprint fragments. I want to keep those. It's very important you keep the blueprint fragments. You will need it for researching later on. Here I'm still travelling on the same road, I'm still travelling in the same direction. I've found a mushroom. You can eat the mushrooms, and across the road there I've spotted a hemp plant. I'm going to need that cloth still. I'm going to need it later on in the game. I'm going to need it as soon as I'm at a stage where I can construct a furnace to start breaking down ore, but I'll cover that later, or possibly in another video. Make sure you break open all the bins along the way, because you never know what you might find. Here I've managed to break open this barrel using my rock, and I found a machete. The machete is an important item. It's very good at killing creatures at close range, things like wolves that might get too close. You can also use it to harvest wood, but I wouldn't worry about that too much, because sometimes you'll get lucky like that and you'll find wood on the floor. Now, once you get to a town from following a road, you can start harvesting those barrels straight away. Once you're in the town, there'll be plenty of barrels, there'll be plenty of cardboard boxes, and there'll be crates. Crates are what you need. That's where the majority of your weapons are going to drop, because the barrels are going to drop things like food, ammo types, low quality weapons like the bow and arrow and machete. They're also going to drop blueprint fragments. So what do we get out of these barrels? Are we getting anything interesting? some radiation pills, which you don't need with the current patch, so just throw them on the floor, or you can take them if you want to become a junkie. It's up to you. Now we open our first crate here, and we've got a syringe, medical syringe, that'll come in handy. And second crate in the game, and a fine C4. Third crate will give me a survey charge. I'll keep that for now because I don't know how rare that is for a drop. We can use that once we get to building a base. We don't need that. You never need those. You can find them laying around the map as fixed objects, so don't waste your time carrying an item like that. I'll cover that in a later video. I think this might be the last crate. Okay, got a stone hatchet. We can use that to replace the rock. It's a basic weapon. Really good at harvesting wood for a basic item, and very useful at breaking open tin cans. These might be the last 2 tin cans in the town. Oh, would you look at that? A metal hatchet. Excellent. Just what we need. That's even better at harvesting wood, but we're not going to use that to break open barrels because it's a higher quality item. So find the road leading out of the town if there is one. If not, go back the way you came and follow the next road, doing as you did before, opening the barrels, picking up cloth and picking up food, picking up the items you need constantly, and try and avoid other players where possible. Here we go. Paper map. Very useful because once you start unlocking areas, you can find your way back to those nice loot zones without too much of a problem. It also means you can come off of the path now and you can start venturing slightly further from the path. Here you can see I'm marking this gas dome. It's a very, very good place to get good loot very quickly. As you're about to find out. It's important you keep your map in your action bar at the bottom. I always keep mine at the furthest slot away. That way, as you walk around, it automatically will uncover everything you've explored. You can also uncover things that you can't see slightly to your left and slightly to your right, which is why you can quite easily follow the road without actually being able to see it. It's quite a useful way of staying off of the road from this point on, and you're not going to have any problem with encountering other players. Well, it'll be less of a problem because you won't be as exposed. To get inside the dome, you just need to run up that drain pipe you saw me do earlier, and then once you're in here, there are plenty of crates if you're prepared to climb all the way to the top. I didn't get much of anything useful out of that. I got another torch. That'll come in useful when it gets dark. I probably won't carry more than 3 torches, 2 at the very least. And here we go, found a weapon. Found a nice bolt action. I'm no longer going to need those arrows. I'm no longer going to need that bow. Any creature that comes towards me I can now shoot. With this, it'll kill it, most creatures in one hit, and it'll kill most players in one hit if you're lucky enough to land that shot. As you can see, this is much later on in my gameplay. It's about an hour or 2 later. I've managed to find some more weapons using the same method, just running around the map, opening containers, and as you can see, I've managed to craft myself some nice items, and I've encountered some players. Now I don't know what they've got on them. They are naked. They could have ran here and they could have got like an AK, or they could have got a Thompson. So I'm just scaring them off. Well, I was trying to kill them, but I failed miserably. I'm just scaring them off to try and keep them away from me. I don't know who they are. They're liable to kill me and try and take my guns. Don't trust them. That will be covered in the rules of Rust in another video, but that is definitely one of my rules of Rust. Do not trust another player. Just, it's not worth it. You're going to lose your stuff. Now, these guys have decided they're going to run up there. So, I've decided I'm going to steal all their stuff they've stuck in a furnace. Nice easy guide. Took me 15 minutes of gameplay to get a bolt action, and about an hour to get those other items.